You clap.
Oh, yeah.
It's only been 2 weeks. Have you forgotten?
Clap.
Welcome to the A to Z of Men. On this week's show, coming up, we have a brand new game.
We do. It's
which
very
was
good.
competitive, actually. I thought it was quite competitive.
And if you obviously going to have to listen to the pod to find out who wins. We've got a brand new game. I had a steak and beer for breakfast.
You did.
You learned about
we
that.
talk about that. And we talk about the first word that our boys have come up with on the A to Z of Men Season 5, Episode 1. And it's a word that got us talking about role models. It got us talking about the Manosphere documentary that's just been on the telly. And it got us talking about how we influence our kids. You can find out what that word is here on the A to Z of Men.
Yep.
Welcome to the A to Z of Men. It's Chris and Scott. We're at Season 5. Are we really?
Season 5.
Season 5 of the A
Arguably
to
the
Z of
best
Men.
season.
Well, they say that all good things come in fives. Let's
do.
think about that.
Yeah.
Five-a-side football.
Yep.
The Jackson 5.
Jackson 5, they're good. 5-star.
5-star. They were
brilliant.
so good.
Really good. Channel 5.
Channel 5's brilliant.
It's really good.
I think Channel 5 is actually one of the best TV channels.
Rio Ferdinand, he's got a brand. 5.
Is it 5?
Really good. Really, I think that's about it.
And the McFly song, 5 Colours in Your Hair.
Yep.
So all of the best things are 5.
5 Guys.
5 Guys, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
really good.
Great restaurant.
Yeah, really good burgers.
We're done, I think. I can't think of any.
Can't think of anything.
No more.
That's probably it, isn't it?
Yes, it. So welcome back to the A to the Men, Season 5, Episode A. We're at the beginning. Now, if you're new to the A to the Men, thank you so much for finding us. You can go back and listen to the previous 4 seasons, binging all of them in, I reckon, a week.
Can you do quick maths?
Go on. 26 times 4.
Come on. I can't do it.
So, hang on, what was the answer? 26 times 4, so 4 6s would be 24. Plus 20, 80, 104 episodes. Plus bonuses and stuff.
Yeah, but 104 episodes of pure comedy gold.
Yeah,
little bit of crying.
A little bit of crying.
And the A to Z of Christmas as well.
Oh, God, the A to Z of Christmas in there as well.
That should have been... Do you know, I've thought this a long time, and I've never said it. Do you know what? That shouldn't have been called the A to Z of Christmas.
What should it have been called?
It should have been called the A to Z of Pissmas.
Well, only because you and
Adam
got absolutely smashed.
Wankered,
I
yeah.
didn't.
I know, but yeah, but still.
I was the sensible one.
Yeah, you're all grumpy, weren't you?
No, I was just trying to get on with it. It seemed to be dragging on quite a long time.
It was all day, wasn't it?
It nearly was Christmas by the time we finished. Yeah, A to Z of Christmas. We'll try and put that back up this Christmas. Is it still on there, Joel, or is it not available?
Well, we just keep on rechurning that and putting it back on.
Yeah, because we get new listeners all the time.
Yeah.
So to them, it's fresh content.
We ought to do a new one at some point as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, we should do that. We'll maybe do that this year. Maybe knock out another A to Z of Christmas.
I would love that. An actual fresh A to Z of Christmas.
We'll start again and get Joe pissed instead.
Yeah.
It depends if Scott does a fast right before it.
No. If we commit to doing the A to Z of Christmas,
Yeah. You're involved.
I'm involved.
All right, okay. As I was saying, so if you're new to the A to Z of Men, Season 5 we're in now, how this started was we wanted to take an in-depth look of what goes on in the man's brain, and we picked a word between A and Z every episode to talk about that word. The first couple of seasons, we had a word each.
And we'd rival that word. So whoever brought in the best word, we'd go like, what word deserves to go into the A to Z of Men? So the first season was very much like I would speak for the first sort of 20 minutes or whatever, and then you would do your word, and then we'd battle it out and see what one went into the A to Z. That was the first season, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the first 3 seasons.
First 3 seasons. Okay.
Fourth season, which is the one we've just done, our wives come up with the words. So there were probably words that we had avoided ourselves. Definitely a couple at the beginning that we avoided ourselves. And they kind of gave us permission to speak on those words, but also forced us into talking about certain subjects we might not have been.
We might have shied away from.
Yeah, so that was that. This season, our boys have chosen the words.
Yes, so I've got 2 boys, Brennan and Cavan.
And I've got 2 boys, Harry and Sam. And between the 4 of them, last week, in a drunken state in Scott's house.
Yes, they come up with the words. Now,
Joe.
Yeah, and Joe was there to
supervise.
Supervise it. But to give you a little bit of a background, so Brennan is my firstborn. He's 24.
Yeah.
Coming up 25 this year. And Cavan is my middle boy. He's 19. And then mine
fill in the blanks, really. One at 18 and one at 20.
Yeah, so, I mean, so they're they're young men. They think they're men, but they're still boys, really.
Yeah.
And they're our boys. And I think they're gonna try and be hard on us a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that, but something I do know is when I walked into, because we'd done it around my house, and me and Chris were having a few beers in my studio / bar, and we'd come in at one point, and I think it was Cavan said, "Well, I didn't want to give you too many disgusting words because you're going to talk about my mum," and it made me laugh. So I actually think they probably had to be cautious at points as well.
I mean, Joe, what were you surprised with the words they come up with, or were there words that you had to veto and say, "No, actually, you can't do that one"?
No, not really. The only time I had to veto was when it was a word we'd already done, or something that was far too close to a word we'd already done, because we would have ended up on the same conversation we had last season, and it's just not worth it.
And we've got a mix of serious and comedy then, yeah?
You got a bit of everything in there.
Okay, cool.
And another question is, did they actually work hard on the words, or did they just were they just sort of like, oh, let's get this done, or did they actually
No, we was all fully committed.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, but there was that angle of that I didn't really think about going into it beforehand, but yeah, like them being your sons, they were like, no, we can't do that. I don't want them to talk about that. And I was like, yeah, but this would actually be really good for an episode. So, yeah.
Yeah, and also each word has been chosen and nominated by one person. And at the end of each episode, we have to work out which one of the 4 sons come up with that word.
I think we're going to do quite well at this because, knowing...
So we can do it as a competition between me and you.
Knowing the characters of our boys,
yeah,
they've all got very different character. All of them actually are very individual humans. Like they're quite steadfast on the way they are.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I reckon it's going to be quite easy there.
So we'll do that as a competition between us over the next 26.
Okay, I don't like a competition. No, I'm not.
Okay, so that's the A to Z of Men. Episode A is coming next. Welcome back to the A to Z of Men, Season 5, Episode A, and we are sitting here in anticipation to see what word our sons have come up with. So remember, it's one of the kids would have come up with this word, and they would have all talked about it to give us some notes where they want it to go. But it's one of the children that had come up with the word, and
we're guessing at the end.
When we lock it in, we will then guess whose word that is before we move on to the name game, which I'd imagine is coming back. Is it?
I don't know. Didn't we say we was going to do a different game this year, or?
Yeah, but what? I mean, I like the number game. That was quite fun.
Yeah, the number game was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we did the number game this season. You can see we've planned this completely. Okay, let's have the word for episode A.
Oh.
I'll take a sip of my tea.
Okay. That must be freezing, that tea.
No, because you make it so hot, it's actually still warm.
Okay.
So we've got notes as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, don't look at it yet.
Okay, so Joe's handing us 2 cards, one each, which will have the word on it, and it's episode A. Chuck that upside down.
And then he hands the notes to Chris.
There's a lot of words on there. A lot of words on there. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Alpha male.
We've done that.
It was the first ever episode we did, wasn't it? Alpha male.
We've done this.
Joe, you're sacked.
Well, your boys want you to do it again.
Yeah, actually, to be fair.
And if you read your notes, there's a very good reason why.
I don't mind that.
No. Yeah, well, it
was alpha male the word we did, or did we talk about alpha male? Or was it the first ever podcast?
No. The first word we done was age.
So alpha male came into a conversation somewhere.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
Alpha male.
Right, okay.
Alpha male.
I know where this is going to go, because I'm somewhere in these notes.
Yeah.
My boys are going to say that I'm not an alpha male.
Excellent.
And I'm going to go home and knock them out and show that I am.
No children were hurt in the making of this podcast. Not yet. Alpha male. Every group of mates has someone who thinks they're the alpha. They're usually not. The real alpha is often the quiet one, who everyone just listens to when he speaks.
Fuck off.
Which is me. Scientists have since debunked it. The guy who came up with the whole wolf alpha theory retracted it himself. So we've been modelling masculinity on bad science for decades. Can women have an alpha energy? ?
Absolutely.
So do you think there's an alpha woman in a group of women?
Yeah, I think we've stumbled across this before. I did definitely. In every group, like whether you're calling it the alpha or the leader or the person or the decision maker, that's the person that will grab anything by the scruff of the neck and go, let's do this. Like the decision maker, the person that goes, like even down to something like silly, like what they're going to do, what restaurant they're going to go to, are they going to go clubbing, are they going to, like, whatever it is, someone will go, we should do that. I've already booked it. It's a tenner ahead. Blah, blah, blah. Like, so it's
somebody that takes control of the situation.
You could call it the bossy one, the alpha, the Prosecco queen. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the person that takes the something by the scruff of the neck.
Does it have to be? Is it limited to sexes? Is it if you've got a relationship with a man and a woman? I know all the woman wears the trousers and all that. Yeah. I know all the arguments, but do you think there is an alpha person in a relationship? The one that literally makes the decisions, organises everything.
I don't know. I think it's like situational because I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm the alpha in mine and Kerry's relationship to everything. I'm the person that will go, we should do this. Then Kerry will put it in action. Kerry can't make a decision. Like Kerry will go, I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. If I go, we should do that one, then Kerry will organise it all perfectly, no problem.
Yeah.
But like, if it's like down to anything technology-wise in the house, I'm the alpha. Everyone comes to me to fix the telly, to fix the SCART lead, to do this, do that. That's me. That's my domain. Like, Kerry's not cooking on the barbecue. Like, she's not. She's nowhere near it. No one is, actually. If I'm at my barbecue,
and
you're coming round to my house, I'm going to stand, unless I'm going to the toilet and I'll go to you, keep an eye on the sausages for a minute, I'm going to the toilet, I'm coming back and I'm taking charge again.
I mean, you do portray alpha male tendency. I mean, you've just done a thing on Patreon where you talked about your weekend where you were camping and for breakfast you had a beer and a steak. I mean, I don't think you could be more alpha male in that situation. If you were up at 9 a.m. with your mate Tony, eating steak, probably at your house, while drinking a beer, wolf whistling at Kerry as she walks by. I mean, you are literally you are an alpha male.
But as we've definitely said, I've definitely said this sentence on the podcast, but it's well worth saying again. Only in certain company.
Yeah.
If I'm with my mate Rob Walsh.
Yeah.
I can't be the alpha male.
No, he is.
I have to let him be.
Yeah.
Because, well, don't even let him be. He's going to be the alpha male in any room unless Mike Tyson walks in. Then Mike Tyson's going to take, like, it's all, like, I've said this before as well. I believe I'm the alpha male in our relationship.
Yeah, you probably are. Although I am the quiet one that sits there and people listen to me when I speak. But apart from that, yeah.
But yeah, that is aimed at you. But I would say in certain situations I would be the alpha male. Depends what company you're keeping.
Yeah, but it's weird because actually in a lot of my friendship circles, I'm probably not the alpha male. There's a couple where I probably am, but most of the people I've got as friends, when I look at the two of us or the groups of three of us, I'm not the alpha male.
Yeah, but then, what I'm going to say...
I'm the beta male.
Isn't offensive, I don't think. But you've got people, and I would probably fall into this category, and I reckon I have on this sheet with my boys. A lot of, like, you've got a mate, really lovely guy.
Yeah.
Thinks he's an alpha male, he's not. He's he's a really nice, sort of loud guy who's a really nice character. He's a really nice character. He's not an alpha male.
He probably is when it's me and him.
Yeah, no, he probably would be. But I would say, if I'm in the room, I take the alpha.
Do you then go in with your prickles on your back up, ready to go on the alpha in this situation?
No, I don't think you do.
Do you find it uncomfortable when there's another maybe wannabe alpha or an actual alpha? Do you find it uncomfortable if you go into, not Rob because you know and love him, but you come to my house and there's 10 guys there, there's one guy that's an alpha male. Do you instantly walk in and go, right, okay?
No, do you know what I do? Maybe this makes me a beta male without knowing it. if it's not my domain, if I come to a barbecue around yours, which if there's loads of people here,
you wouldn't be coming
anyway.
Yeah.
But if I come round and there was a guy giving it alpha, I'd just let him have it. I'd just be like, oh, it's Chris's mate.
And do you then withdraw?
No, I'll still be
exactly the same as you normally would be.
I'll partake. Yeah, but maybe I just wouldn't.
You turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, I think you turn the dial down a little bit. I don't think because the alpha male is the guy forefront of. He's there. I don't want to be the alpha male in certain situations. I'm quite happy to be in the back. In many situations, I want to be in the background.
So when we look at the wolf alpha theory, which we've talked about on the podcast before, which was a documented piece of evidence that somebody had put forward to look at how packs of wolves behave. And apparently he's since retracted that theory and said, no, I just sort of made it up, really. I sort of look,
right.
That wolf
Everyone's followed it.
That wolf looks a bit cocky. And he's literally debunked it. So we've been, as the boys have said, we've been modelling masculinity on bad science for decades, and we've come up with this alpha male thing. But I think there is a truth to it. There's definitely that one, but we can all think of, guys, if you've been on stag do's, there's always that one person on the stag do that's the alpha male.
So this is the thing. I'm not sure.
Or is he just more outgoing than anyone else?
No, or is he a fucking moron? Because if there's certain things where if you show me what an alpha male is, if it's like the guy who's like, oh, I love getting it out, blah blah. If that's alpha male,
okay,
then I don't want to be because that's not me. I'm not.
All right. Well, let's go with something Is Odegaard an alpha male?
Martin Odegaard?
Yeah.
No.
Saka?
No.
Tony Adams?
Yes.
There you go. So we can pinpoint what it is that we're looking for.
Is that geezer though?
Or is he just a leader? Is he just the leader? If you said Ashley Cole and then you said no and then you went John Terry, you'd go, yeah, definitely alpha. But is it because what is it that makes him, why do we instantly look at Tony Adams and John Terry? Is it because they're captains? Is it just because they've been given the captain's armband that they've then been given some kind of authority where they go, right, okay, boys, I'm in charge now. Troy Deeney for Watford, alpha male, more so than say Ashley Young.
Yeah, but so this is a really interesting one because you know me very well. Who would you say the alpha male is in Five, as in the boy band Five?
Jay.
See, I think most people would say.
Would they?
Most people.
What would you say, Joe?
What, based on looks?
Whatever? But no, not even look like anything.
Just from the outside looking in.
Just the loudness, though. The Insta video of him playing that game on the TV, and he's like, and he's really
smacking you with the pool float and stuff.
Yeah, but so I know that everyone would say that the alpha male in that band is Jay. I don't think it is. I don't think. Would
you say it was you?
No.
Abs?
No.
Sean.
Yep.
Really? Why would you say Sean?
Because Sean's quiet, but he's authoritative.
Okay.
So
is it authority? Is that what we're looking for?
In a certain so I think it would either be me or Sean. Like people do. If I say something, it does get listened to, and if Sean says something, it gets listened to because he'll support it with facts.
Yeah.
Whereas he's a geezer.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's alpha male.
We talked before about the alpha male. Also, the biggest trait of an alpha male was if you were driving down the road, you saw somebody stuck on the side of the road struggling to change their tyre and you pulled over. You've got two types of alpha male. You've got one that will open the bonnet and go, oh, let's have a look at this and not know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah. So that's one alpha male. Or you've got the other quiet guy that could be someone like me that knows a little bit about cars that could go, I'll have a look for you. Oh, yeah, you got a spark plug out. I'll just plop that back in. There you go. Start up. Yeah, it's working now. So that gives me alpha male traits.
Yeah, but then like I don't think I'd be able to fit. I'd have a look. I wouldn't do.
We'll have a look.
But I wouldn't do the old like, all that shit alternator is fucked. If I heard the clicking and I was like, I think your clutch is gone. I wouldn't know how to fix the clutch.
Yeah.
I'd phone someone that did.
Yeah.
But like
Rob,
Yeah, but my mates always go, like, anyone that I know phones me and goes, I know you know a plumber. I know you know an electrician. I know you. Yeah. I know. I always know a guy.
I saw our electrician the other day.
Lovely guy. Yeah. He's a geezer. Alpha male.
Probably in certain
situations.
He's got a tool belt and everything. He's got a proper tool belt and all that.
He's got a perfect draft machine. He's a guy.
And he plays with electric. I mean, fucking hell.
But I would also go, like, if I see someone who roundabout and they're stuck, I get out, I push their car.
Yeah. But we're just nice people, though, aren't we? Because I do that. That's just being nice. I don't think you don't have to be classed as alpha male.
I don't know. I think it's really hard to know. I'd love to get the definition of what an alpha male is to see whether I even want to be one.
I think it's to do with being some kind of authority, an authoritarian, where actually you're saying that a car's broken down on the side of the road, it's blocking the road, you'll pull over, help them move the car. So all you're doing is you're taking control of the situation. So is that what an alpha male is? Somebody that will take control of a situation.
I don't know, because if an alpha male is the loudest person in the room, cocky, too cocksure of himself, over talking over everyone, blah, 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 like, then I would kind of hope I weren't one.
No, I think there's two different people because Gerard, I wouldn't say was an alpha male, but then
wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't say he was an alpha male in how we're talking about alpha males. He's quite quietly spoken. He's not always. He's the centre of attention when he's on the pitch because of how good he was.
Or is
at
he
football.
An alpha male on the football pitch, but not at home?
Possibly, but I think he's a leader. And the Champions League 2005, where they were losing, and then he won that game. Literally, if he wasn't on the pitch, they don't win.
No.
So he changed that. You know, he changed what was happening to that team at that time. And if he was there playing against PSG last night, he probably would have done the same thing to not get that loss. So, but that's...
Sorry, did they lose?
They lost 2-0 to PSG.
At home or away?
Away.
Oh, right, so
Stevie Gerrard was there. He was watching.
Oh, right, yeah.
Doing the punditry. But he was a born leader. He's a leader. And I think there's a misconception of an alpha male who's that person you're talking about at my barbecue, that there's an alpha male and that's just somebody that's loud. And actually our boys have said, have you watched the documentary? How do you feel about the manosphere?
I've not seen it yet.
So I've seen that, and it's actually quite a difficult thing to watch, especially if you've got young kids like we have that are sort of between 18 and 24. Yeah. Because the role models that you see on social media compared to, say, the role models we might have had growing up, and I don't know who was my role model, someone like Kenny Dalglish, like some professional that was out there, Daley Thompson, somebody that was like out there
so weird,
with a positive...
Daley Thompson in my head.
Yeah, because did he come to your school?
I think he might have.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And I think with those type of people, they were positive role models.
Mm.
But if your role model is some vacuous guy on TikTok, that's not a great role model to have.
I looked up to my dad, like
but
I looked up to my dad, but my dad's not my dad's not an alpha male, is he? At all?
No, your dad's, I think, probably like me.
Yeah, but my dad is the help anyone, be there anytime, day or night. He might call you a prick if you tell him to pick him up. If you go, Dad, can you pick me up at 3 a.m? Calls you a prick, he's still there. He never had a day off work, never called in sick, just turned up, done everything. I
think that is an alpha male. See, I think that feels more alpha male. Never, I've got a cold. I'm going to work. I've got money to earn.
He never had a day off work
because the alpha male with the cavemen, not cavemen, with the wolves, and I suppose apes and stuff back in the day was go out, get the food, bring it back.
Yeah, my dad will fix
table.
shit. Do you know what I mean? He'll look at a situation. You're quite like that. You'll go, like, I come around the other day and I thought you'd won the lottery. You'd fix the door.
Yeah, fix the door.
But you were really happy. And when I do, and I got that all from my dad. Like, my dad will come round now and help me with the shelf. And I probably do more of the legwork now because he's a bit older.
But he'll tell you what to be doing.
But without my dad,
I
wouldn't. He's got all the tools as well. Like, he knows he'll be able to fix it. Whereas, and I can now. I can fix stuff because of my dad.
Yeah.
Because he's taught me.
And I think you pick it up because my mum was like that. My mum used to service our car. She'd learnt car mechanics because she didn't want to pay the garage and just didn't trust the garage, so she learnt it and used to service her own car, change the brake.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah, my stepdad used to. I feel emasculated every time my mum went downstairs with fucking wrenches and spanners.
Yeah,
you just thought, I'll take the washing up. Shall I? It was like really bizarre. But that actually is where I get it from, because not just the doors. At the bank holiday weekend, I fixed their dishwasher. It completely broke. I took the whole thing out.
You do
Google it. I fixed it.
Yeah.
I fixed it. It works.
You're
perfectly.
making me feel a little bit bad because the other day I was holding a ladder.
Yeah.
Whilst my wife was up it painting, and do you know what? It was the outside of the studio bar.
Yeah.
It needed like varnishing again because it had gone a little bit like sun-kissed. So, and I'd said I'd do. This is what infuriated me. I'd said I'd do it, but I'm shit at painting. I'm not good at painting. Like, so she went, now just come out and like on awkward bits, hold the ladder because I'll be stretching. I don't want to fall off. I was like, yeah, okay. So, but like it's outside in the front garden and people are going past, like people, and I know everyone.
Yeah.
And like people are going past going, should have you on the ladder, Scott? Like, you know, and I was like, she doesn't want me to do. I'm shit at painting, but like I just look like an arsehole. I look like I'm not getting up a ladder.
Were you holding a beer and a steak?
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. That's probably what threw it.
When we talked about TikTok stars and heroes that people look up to, you've got to also remember in this world we live in now, if you're looking at the American dream, the person that leads America is Donald Trump. That's the president of the United States of America. And, you know, whether you agree with what he says or whether you don't agree with what he says, I don't know whether you describe Trump as an alpha male. I think he would. But then is it because he, you know, what was the thing he sent out on Truth Socials last week that we're going to wipe out the entire civilization of a nation? I mean, it's like, fuck. That's really mental. But does it make him an alpha male because he's got the balls to say it?
No, I don't.
Somebody didn't agree, with the conflicts that are going on in the world, and if they don't open up the Straits of Hormuz by whenever it was, 8 o'clock on Tuesday night, a whole civilization will disappear. And it's typing on social media as though it's like...
Does it make him... I don't know what... Does it make it...
It might, I don't want to get into politics. You might agree with him, you might disagree with him. I'm not here to talk about whether it's right or wrong, but... I can't imagine Keir Starmer saying, come on, back down, otherwise we're going to wipe out an entire race of people. He's not going to do it because that's not Keir Starmer's ammo. So Keir Starmer with Donald Trump would be the alpha male, Keir Starmer would be the beta male. Yeah. But actually, he might be the safer option.
I'm sure I'm right in saying that we done a quiz, alpha or beta.
No, it wasn't that. It was something else we did.
Geezer or pleaser?
Pleaser. I mean, it's geezer or pleaser is similar. Donald Trump, geezer. Yeah. But then I wouldn't call Donald Trump a geezer.
No, it's geezer or pleaser.
Geezer or pleaser.
It's actually just genius by me, there was.
As men, do you think it sets a good precedent for young men growing up now and how to see the world?
No, because this is a hard one, isn't it? Because
so this is to do with the manosphere. I'd imagine this is to do with all those people on TikTok. As men, do you think it sets a good precedent for young men growing up now and how to see this world using those influences?
No, I don't think it's good. No, because I think the world's changed slightly. I don't like this phrase, but like there's quite a lot of snowflakes now, and like, so people that aren't there. I think everyone's a little bit more touchy now, a little bit more tetchy, and I think, you can't say as many things as you used to be able to, or you're going to get in trouble. And like, I think everyone's second guessing themselves all the time, which I find really difficult, especially being in public eye. Like what you, even on this podcast, what we can and can't say. Like, and I'll have an opinion on something and I don't want to voice it.
Yeah.
I think,
but then our podcast isn't. I've got an opinion on Trump, but there's no point in voicing on this podcast because that's not what this podcast is about.
No. But I just think the fact that you've got this person, this wolf gang person, whatever.
Yeah, saying, the wolf alpha theory.
Yeah, and he's going, and we've been living by that for a while.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I could define what an alpha male is really. Like like maybe is it just having a strong will and strong character? Because we've said on this podcast before, that in this relationship I would be the alpha male and you'd be the beta male, but not in every situation. There'll be situations where we're together and you would definitely take the forefront and go, I'm going to do this.
So with the first time you came into a radio studio with me, I would have taken the role as the alpha male because I knew everything that was happening in the studio.
I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So, I
say the first time, the last time that was similar.
And the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's situational. It is. I think any beta male that's pushed to the limit could alpha up at any point. And I think any even you put it on to women, I think someone that can be pushed around a little bit, eventually is going to go, no, fuck off, I'm not having this. And top trump any alpha male.
Why do you think young men are so attracted to these type of influencers? Say that again. Why do you think young men are attracted to these influencers, these manosphere influencers, the Adam Tates of the world, or is it a lack of different influences? Is it a lack of? There are positive influencers on social media as much as there are negative.
I don't know what it is. I think it's possibly that what I just said a minute ago, that everyone's scared to say anything. So, you've got them people that are saying, they're saying it so loudly, so aggressively, on the platforms,
whilst driving Lamborghinis.
Yeah, and they're going, I want a bit of that. Whereas,
do you think if Adam Tate, for instance, Andrew Tate. So if Andrew Tate is driving a beaten up Volkswagen and living in a council house in Middlesbrough, is he not going to grab that same attention than he grabs living it up in his mansions with Lamborghinis?
Well, no, it's a bit of I want a bit of what he's got.
So jealousy,
or
I'll follow him and turn out like him.
It might not even be jealousy. Right? It might be I'm going to listen to him and manifest what he's got and blah blah. And then somewhere along the way, you're listening to all the shit that he's dripping in your ear and believing it all. That's what I think.
And inspiring to it. And so many kids now, when they're asked what you want to do when you grow up, they don't say astronauts, footballers, pop stars, DJs anymore. They say, I want to be on social media. I want to be an influencer. That's like their job. That's what they want to do for a living.
Well, yeah, but I think that's a real shame, isn't it? Because I think everything that they're looking at online is a snapshot of a situation, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not real life, is it? Even the picture that your family holiday portrays, but you don't see that, like, one kid was crying 10 seconds before because he didn't want to get in the picture, the other one was on his phone, blah blah. You go, just have a picture, snap, put it on social media, and go, amazing. And you are having an amazing family holiday, but just before,
a snapshot in time, yeah,
but there could have been carnage before.
We've got pictures. You've probably seen them. Me, the two boys, and Karen in the Friends. Not the one in LA, but the one we went to in the UK. And this picture of us sitting on Monica's table.
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
Those doors. Me and Karen had a blazing row before those pictures were taken.
But that picture can't tell you that.
No. We look happy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy I won. But,
You didn't.
Just brought that argument up after 15 years. Son's picking this word is interesting because boys grow up being told to be alpha. Is that pressure helpful on us, or does it make us perform a version? Let me read that again because Son's picking this word is interesting because boys grow up being told to be the alpha. Is that pressure helpful, or does it just make lads perform a version of themselves? Does it make them just try and act out a version that they think that they're... So I've never told my kids to grow up being alpha, ever. No, I've never said you should be alpha in a situation.
I think that's down to the old... oh, get up, you'll be all right. It's only a little cut. It's only a little bruise. Get up. The
boys don't cry. Stop crying.
Yeah,
boys don't cry.
Man up. All that stuff that we don't say anymore. I think until I was a little bit older, maybe I would have been a little bit like that. Not to the point. You got to be an alpha. You got to do this. Women should be in the kitchen. Like that. I would never have been like that. But I would have been guilty. Well, I wouldn't even say guilty. Like, playing football, with my son, I've told this story before. Get up, blah, blah. I remember I think I've told it on this story on the podcast before, where my son Brennan's in goal, I'm kicking the ball, I'm scoring goals past him. I lever this ball. It hits him straight in the face. And I go, second ball! And he saves the next one. Then I went, are you all right? His nose was bleeding. But I said, in a football match, no one's going to stop and go, oh, he's hurt. They're going to have another shot. And that would have been me going, you'll be all right. And then, it took him a moment. Then I turned back into dad. But like all that I was trying to instill in that day is if you're going to make it as a footballer.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah, I think we all do that.
Yeah. And like, they fall off their bike. You don't want to run over and go, oh, no. Obviously, if their leg's hanging off, take them to A&E. But if you can get them up and go, you're all right, it's only a little cut, it's only a little bruise.
Yeah.
But
I've had that conversation on the touchline definitely with Sam when he used to play football, where somebody was owning him on the pitch, and when he was sort of near me on the touchline, I'd be like, mate, you need to get in there because he's just going to walk on over you.
Yeah. Stick one on him, he'll remember you, all that.
But I would never say that, if there's somebody in the queue at Tesco, why don't you just knock that guy out?
No.
Because you wouldn't do it. But on a football pitch, there does seem to be different rules.
I do think we possibly, I don't know. As you said, I've never said to my boys, you've got to be an alpha, because stick up for yourself. Yeah. Don't be pushed around. If they hit you hit them back twice as hard. All that. Don't, someone's bullying me. What did they say? You need to do this because otherwise they will own you forever. I've said all of those things to all of my kids, male or female, like the twins. School's horrible, isn't it? If you let it, if you let yourself be sort of, bullied by, I don't want to say alpha, but like, do you know what I mean? Like by a bigger, stronger person.
Stronger character.
Yeah. You've got to stand your ground, haven't you?
But there will always be, and if anyone isn't been in that situation, that it isn't a stronger character, isn't it? It's a weakness in their character that they feel by bullying other people.
Yeah, because, it's just a reflection of themselves, how they feel about themselves is why they're saying them things. They're probably jealous of you, which is why they're doing it.
What is your honest advice to your sons and other young men around that age that are calling out for a role model in society? For me, I would say I would try and find the best version of yourself within. Just think about how you want to be, create that best version of yourself, and almost have that as your role model. I want to be this person. I want to be like this person. You can watch Andrew Tate. You can watch, whoever you want to watch, but you know how you are as a person. You know what you are as a person. You know your own character. You know your limitations. You know your struggles. You know where you can thrive and achieve. You know all of that. It's all within you. It's just unlocking that. Yeah. And then being that person and probably having that as your role model.
I would agree. I would look closer to home as well. I think if you've got someone like you as a father, or hopefully me as a father, where they can go, oh, my dad's sort of achieved well, and he's done. I got what I wanted out of life because I went and got it, and you done the same. I think your boys. I'll use you as an example rather than talk about myself. Your boys should probably look at you and go, fucking hell, my dad decided, you didn't come from the best background in terms of you had your struggles, you was in a cult. But you was in a cult, you found out at 15 or 16 that your dad weren't your dad. You had your stuff, but you didn't let that make you who you are today, did you? What you done is you went, I want to do this, and then
I think it becomes part of who I am today, but it also gave me the determination to.
But you wanted to get out of that, and you wanted to, and I wanted to better my life. I didn't want to. My dad had to work every fucking day. Yeah. My mum had to work. We were left at home some of the time when we were younger. There was food there, but it would have been turkey dinosaurs and some chips. I mean, and then. They worked so hard to give us holidays, and we were so lucky to have the holiday. We used to go to Disneyland, and I know we couldn't afford to go to Disneyland, but they wanted to give us a life. So I learned that from my mum and dad. I just wanted to go one step further, where I could give my kids and my wife and everyone a really, really good life, something that we can be proud of. I would also say, so back to you, I would say, listen to what you've done, look at what you've done, how you've achieved it, and go and do it. Go and take what you think you should get. The other person I would I would really look at is someone like Matthew McConaughey, who the speech, if you know, like,
I've seen it. It's an amazing speech.
I'm my hero in 10 years' time.
Absolutely.
And I've always got someone to chase. And
Love that speech.
And then I'm never going to be my hero.
Yeah.
But fuck me, I'm gonna die trying. Just keep on, like, whatever you want to achieve, be your own fucking hero. Make your own destiny. So, in many ways, okay, try and look at your mum or your dad and as what they've achieved. Make your own luck. Get up, do it.
Good first word, boys. I'd imagine they now listen to the podcast.
No, God. Maybe they can listen to. Should we make a rule? They can listen to it from this season.
I think that. I don't think they would want to listen to it previous seasons. I think they might start and go, hang on a minute. No.
I think they know what episodes they don't want to listen to.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
But that one, that's a great start. Alpha male, the first word in season 5, we'll lock that in now. So the 8 set of men, alpha male is the first word locked in, and we have to try and work out now, Scott, who come up with that word? It could be one of the kids, it could be a couple of the kids, but we will find out off Joe. Joe, how many people come up with that word? All 4 of them? 1 of them? 2 of them?
This one was a group collective.
All 4 of them?
Yeah. So
was Brennan in the room for this word?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because he was.
We originally had a word down. Because obviously A was the first one we did.
Yeah.
And at the beginning we didn't know what direction we wanted to go in. So we had a shit word down at the start for A, and then when we got to the end, they decided that wasn't a word they wanted. Yeah. So we thought about it again. So yeah, that is literally everyone was involved with that one.
So there's no point for me and Scott. We get 1 point each then.
Yeah.
Because it was a collective. Right. That's fine.
There is only, I can tell you this from the beginning, there is only, including that one, 3 words in the entire thing that everybody came up with.
All right, okay. So there are points to grab then throughout the season. That is good. Okay, so should we doing the number game then? I love the number game.
I think so, yeah.
I'm happy. I like the number game. It's good.
Okay, so remind me, number between 1 and 100.
It doesn't have to be.
Well, it should probably be.
Yeah, I'd say probably 1 and 100. At least to start with.
Okay.
And you have to text me your number.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, we've got to text you the number. Okay. Okay, so we text Joe the number. So,
and just explain this to people that haven't subscribed to Patreon.
Yeah, go on then. Oh, yeah, this was a Patreon game, wasn't it? So I've texted you my number.
Yep.
I've texted you my number.
Yep.
Okay, so go on, explain what we're doing, Joe.
Well, this was who came up with this idea?
This is me. I'd seen it on Instagram, and I thought it's a nice bit of fun. It doesn't take up loads of brain power, and I enjoy watching it. So I thought other people would enjoy seeing us do it and hearing us do it.
So you've both picked a word between 1 and 100.
I haven't picked a word.
Number.
I've picked a number.
Sorry. You've both picked a number between 1 and 100, and you get to say a number, guess the other person's, and you get higher or lower, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if we play it, I think it'll be self-explanatory.
Right.
So I will guess 64.
Lower.
Okay, so now I know it's between 0 and 64.
Right.
So that's how we play it.
I'm going to go 50.
Higher.
Okay.
48.
Lower.
Okay.
40.
Higher.
Okay.
48. So I'm going to go 32.
Lower. 60.
Lower.
Oh, I've just got you.
So how much have you narrowed me down by?
10. I've got you between 50 and 60.
17.
Lower. You've done quite well. You've done quite well. I'm going to go 54.
Higher.
Oh my God, I've got you within 6.
Yeah, well, I could easily get you within 6 by going for 9.
Higher. 58.
Lower. 9.
You just said 9.
Oh, 8.
Higher.
Obviously, because 9 was higher. That's the brilliance of the game. You have to remember
57
is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Wow. What was your number? It's 14.
14, yeah. Thierry Henry.
Yeah, Thierry Henry, 14. Oh, there you go. That's why I like that game.
Yeah.
You have to actually think, you have to remember all the numbers, but your other half of the brain is answering the other one and remembering your number.
Yeah.
That's a good brain
Yeah,
exercise.
it is. I mean, when I got 50 and then done 60, you went, I was like, I've got you by the balls.
Okay, if you want to get in touch with the 8 to the Men, you can do that on the email, chrisandscottuk@gmail.com. And every social is at A to Z of Men Pod is where you'll find us on there.
Is.
Bonus episode will drop on Thursday, as it always does. Correspondence of the week, we'll do that on Thursday. And really enjoyed that. Thank you to our boys for coming up with the word alpha male on the 8 to the Men, episode 1, season 5.
Potatoes.